Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing? George is back again. George is back. I'm talking, speaking in third person. Back again, bored this afternoon. I haven't done a live chat in a little bit, anyway. Um, just hanging out. Kids aren't home yet, so figured I'd pop on here real quick to see who was on. If anybody wants to shoot the shit. Got a couple things in. This one thing I got today, my sister was telling me about this Amazon Fire Stick. I don't know if anybody's ever seen these things, but apparently you can crack them and get like every pay per view and every movie and all this other shit that's out there online right now. So I tried it out. I'm gonna try and do it tonight. See what happens. You never know. There's a few people popping in right now. So what's up, Vinyl Madness? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Chief Pineapple's back again too. What's happening? So like I said, I got the Fire Stick, so I'm gonna give it a shot. See how it works. My sister swears by it. She even canceled cable. So I don't watch that much TV to worry about it, but we'll see. It's kind of weird. And it's got the Alexa voice remote. I think it's weird talking to your remotes anyway. It's kind of silly. I just can't do it. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but so I just did a review earlier today with the new Warner Hodges record from Jason and the Scorchers. Man, it's such a great record. If you know Jason and the Scorchers, especially that Clear Impetuous Morning album, that album was just amazing. He produced that record. It's heavy, guitar oriented. Jason and the Scorchers, heavy. I think their heaviest album, just tone wise, guitar tone wise. But and that's what this new record really sounds like. With Warner's, you know, vocals, but there it is there. I would definitely check this out. I'm hoping they release this on vinyl, but I have no idea if they're going to. I got some other new reviews coming that I did this morning. A band called Dextrous from Canada, some hard rock thing that was actually pretty good, and the new Peter and the Test Tube Babies record. Finally got that in, but not too much else going on. Everybody was asking me about these spots on my. Every time I shave my beard, I usually have a long beard. Every time I shave my beard, I get uh, ingrown hair, and I have to like surgically remove it myself. It's disgusting, but I had two of them, and they're starting to heal finally. Yeah, the cover on this is cool, man. If you've never heard him, definitely check out his stuff. It's really killer. I think this is his third solo album. I could be wrong, third or fourth, but he always does them like it's like every 5 years or something. He doesn't do them very often. Like I said, right now he's working with Dan Baird from Georgia Satellites in a band called Homemade Sin. That's really good. Um, they just put out a record maybe 4 months ago. Yeah, the Peter and the Test Tube Baby. This is a brand new record that's just come out. So, and I think it's their first album in like 12 years or something, 8 years or something. It's really good. I mean, if you like that old school, like oi punk, British oi punk, you'll love it. I love their old stuff, but I think as they're like one of those bands as they get older. I guess because I am older now, they get better. They just get more with the modern production sound, they just a lot more um, not modern sounding, but you know what I mean. It doesn't sound muddy. It's just killer. You can blast it in the car and blast it in your home stereo, or whatever. Piston Proud's a really great record from Peter and the Test Tube Babies. Yeah, ingrown facial hair does suck. First, it was this one. I've had this for like 2 weeks. I finally got it out, and then this one popped up. I had to cut it with my blade, so I got it out there. So no more on this side. So that's why I hate shaving, man. It sucks. Do I like the UK subs? Absolutely, absolutely love the UK subs. I love all those like late '70s, early '80s punk UK punk bands. I mentioned, I think in the review for the Peter and the Test Tube Babies, it's coming out this week. It'll be on my channel this week. There was another band. Um, I knew I was going to draw a blank. That put out something recently, an older punk UK punk band that was really killer. Oh, Stiff Little Fingers, really killer record. Yeah, I have a few things UK subs on vinyl. I have most of the early stuff on vinyl, but I think some of the later shit I got on CD. Yeah, so the kids are out running around. It's a nice day here. It's actually hot for October. October 10th, it's like 83 degrees or 84 degrees out and humid as hell. I don't think we've turned the air conditioner off yet this fall. Chief Pineapple says all the 14-year-old girls say they've been huge fans of Tom Petty for a long time are starting to piss me off. The same thing happened with Prince and David Bowie. Yeah, I know. I know the feeling. And they were like that when Kurt Cobain died too. I remember that. Yeah, I love Stiff Little Fingers, man. I love them. I thought they were great. Oh, you got some signed stuff too from your pops. That's awesome, man. I love signed shit. My my most valuable record to me, and I don't know if I'm sure it's valuable, but I don't know price wise. My father, when I was a kid, I got into AC/DC. He went to England for a business trip one time, and in one of the record shops, a guy was selling Power Age, signed by the entire band, including Bon Scott, and he bought it for me, and I still have that in my collection. Um, he's like, "Oh, I figured you'd like this," so I remember him giving it to me when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I've had it framed forever, and then I finally took it off the wall and just put it with the collection because I didn't want anything to happen to it. But you got Undertone stuff signed. Oh, that's cool too, man. Right on. So you got some cool shit, man. Yeah, Big Balls is a great song. If you're not an ACDC like fanatic or fan, like if you don't know their shit real well, I would definitely start off with the Bon Scott stuff, anything from the '70s. My favorite, I think my favorite track from ACDC back then is "She's Got Balls." That's just an amazing. That's an early. I think that's on High Voltage or Dirty Deeds, one of those. But anything with Bon Scott, if you don't have it, I would suggest picking it up. Definitely my favorite era of the band. I love Brian Johnson, but I grew up with the Bon Scott stuff, and I love Back in Black and all that stuff. But Strangers were great too, man. That's awesome. Yeah, the ACDC story was the guy, they were in town the night before or something like that with UFO. Um, and I would tell my dad when he would go on business trips because my mother and father divorced when I was 5 years old. So my dad lived about a half hour from me, which he still does. Actually, he's moving now, a couple hours away. But he would go to like Vegas all the time. He would go to Ohio and Texas all the time for business. And one couple times a year, he'd have to go to the UK. And he went to the UK one time right before Christmas. And he knew I was an AC/DC and Kiss freak. And when I was like 9 years old. And he just saw it on the wall behind the guy and said, the guy said, "Oh, they were in town with UFO this week or whatever, and I guess they were probably opening for UFO. Maybe I don't, or maybe UFO was opening for them. But he went, bought the record, brought it home, and I was just like floored. I don't know what that. See this right here? There's a glare, and I can't figure out what it is. Because it's not. Wait. I don't know. That glare's pissing me off, though. There we go. Must be from the floor. Anyway, let me get back to here. Yeah, Chief, man, definitely go listen to some AC/DC. Back in Black's a great record. Flick of the Switch is another great record, underrated record for them. Real raw sounding. But yeah, if you've never heard anything but Back in Black, definitely start. If you're going to start with anything from the 70s, anything with Bon Scott, you'll absolutely love it. Let's see if I can get rid of this. There we go. Fly on the Wall is an unappreciated record, I think, with AC/DC fans. When it first came out, I didn't like it. It was too. There was something about the production of that record that I didn't care for, and I don't know why. Because when I listen to it now, I love it, like Sink to Pink and Danger and Playing with Girls. I really like that tune, but that album gets shit on a lot. I don't know why. I guess maybe for the time when it came out, everybody was listening to Maiden and what was it, 85? So you're like Iron Maiden and Bon Jovi and shit like that. Not that there's anything wrong with Maiden. I love Maiden. I'm not a huge Bon Jovi fan, but yeah, I would. Especially early Aerosmith's fantastic too, man. There's something. I even like the Night in the Ruts album. Or is that no Rockin' a Hard Place with Jimmy Crespo and the other guitar player. Shit, I forget his name, but Lightning Strikes on that record is awesome. Yeah, I have early UFO records. I love their early shit. I think they just released a covers record recently, like last week. I haven't heard it yet, but I'd definitely be interested in hearing it. Yeah, Pink. Pink I liked when it first came out, but it got overplayed big time. The last Aerosmith album that I truly loved was Pump, I think. And not the hits. Like I loved Young Lust and the second track on there that I think is the best song on there. I forget the name of it. I forget, but the second track on Pump I thought was really awesome. Oh, Lonnie Mack. Yeah, Lonnie Mack's great. I just picked this up. If you've never seen it or never heard of it, but Freddie King, Texas Cannonball. This is an absolute smoker, man. If you like blues shit, really killer record. I never heard this one. We got some Freddie King in at the shop, like reissues, and the owner, who I'm, good friends with, I said, oh, what, like, I know Freddie King, but I said, I never heard these two records. And he said, get Texas Cannonball if you haven't heard of it. And I said, no, I don't have it. And I said, I've got like, I don't know, 300, 400 blues records. But I didn't have that much Freddie King. He told me to pick that up. I'm glad I did. What's my opinion on the band Poison? When I was a teenager, that album came out. Here's a true story. when I was a teenager, I used to read Hit Parader and Circus Magazine here in the States. I don't know where everybody is, but I, I think it was even before like Metal Edge or right when Metal Edge was starting. But they were running ads for Poison's first album in there, and I swore that they were chicks. Like all my butt, I'm like, oh, new girl band, you know, like I wonder if they sound like the Runaways, or it was weird. And then I saw the first single, which was Cry Tough, I think, off of that record. And I was like, wow, they are dudes. And then for, I'm thinking I saw them open for somebody like Ace Frehley or something like that. It must have been Ace Frehley. And they were fun. They were a lot of fun. Not my cup of tea as far as music goes. I dug the second album. I thought that was a decent record. But my favorite Poison record is Crack a Smile, which was unreleased for years. But that record smokes from beginning to end. Blue Saraceno was the guitar player on that record. And I'm not taking anything away from CeCe DeVille, but CeCe was definitely, or is definitely, a more of a basic guitar player than Saraceno was. I didn't like the album they did with Richie Kotzen, Native Tongue, I think it was called. I didn't care for that one, but Crack a Smile, if you could find that, I think it's still in print. I would definitely check it out. You got 50 rare blues CDs, 5 pounds and loads of rare blues. Elvin Bishop, Dr. John's Killer. I'm not big on Elvin Bishop. I don't know much of his. Luther Allison's great as well. Um, yeah, it was just one of those things. Like I got so many blues albums, but Freddie King always. I never had any of the Freddie King stuff. I might have one thing, but it was a while ago that I got it. So when we ordered a couple of the reissues in, it just looked intriguing, obviously. And then he's like, "Yeah, these are cool, but you know, these are really early Freddie King. You want to check out Texas Cannonball." And then, sure enough, like a week or two later, we get a used copy in, and he threw it out. He's like, "Here, take this home." And I was like, "Right on, man." And thank God he did. That thing's still blinking back there. I don't know if you saw any of my previous videos, but it is the bulb. I just haven't replaced it yet. Put him in a video, Ellen Bishop and Paul Butterfield blues bands. With Mike Bloomfield, that stuff's incredible. There's a couple albums in there that, man, they were really good. I don't remember the name of the. It's been a while since I heard them, but it's really a really good. That Paul Butterfield, awesome. I look like a huge black metal fan in my profile pic. I'm not. I was never into it. I don't know why. My wife took, was it my wife? No, my 12-year-old took that picture of me with my phone. Yeah, Roy Buchanan. That's weird that you just said that. I was listening to Roy Buchanan at the shop yesterday. Yeah, he's awesome as well. I go back further. My favorite blues stuff's like Chicago blues like Muddy and Howlin' Wolf, and Texas blues like Johnny Winter and Stevie Ray. But I can't get enough of it. The older I get, the more blues records I get. If I can find them anyway, they're hard to find. A lot of them are hard to find. Um, I got the record store day list for Black Friday, and there's a couple things on there that I'm just gonna pick up to add to the collection, but nothing off the wall. Got a lot of Electric Flag albums and a few Mike Bloomfield and Al Cooper. Al Cooper, I'm not real familiar with. Yeah, I have Venom stuff. I do have it. I mean, I guess I like the older black metal stuff, like the stuff they're doing today. I'm not. I can't. I can't do it, man. I guess I'm getting too old for that shit, you know. Clarence Gate. What's up, Davey? How you doing? Clarence Gatemouth Brown's killer. I have a couple of his things. I think a lot. Wasn't he on Alligator? Was it Alligator Records? I think he was on Alligator. I might have a couple things on that, but if he was, it was later stuff. No, I don't. I'm not a big fan of Dark Throne or Bathory. My buddies are. I got a couple of friends that are really into that stuff, but I'm more of a simple guy. You know, like more of a rock and blues, and I think new wave of British metal, and I think Slayer is probably the heaviest I go. Yeah, Jimmy, his brother, Stevie Ray's brother, he's another great guitar player. I unfortunately I wasn't a big fan of the Thunderbirds. I just didn't. They were cool, but they weren't bluesy enough for me. I don't know. Hold on, I'll be right back. Everybody got home now that I'm doing this, and the dog will go nuts. So, all right. Yeah, of course, as soon as I get on live, they want to come home. They were out playing outside. Jimmy Vaughn. Let's see, where was I? I don't know much about Stevie Ray. Stevie Ray's just, he was an incredible talent. It's a shame that he died so young. In Step is probably my favorite record from him, other than the first album. He got clean, and you could tell by his playing on that record was amazing. The first two albums are really blues, but I haven't listened to them in a while. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the Thunderbirds. You mean? Yeah, they definitely are. They're the two I have. Um, when they went a little poppy there in the late '80s, I guess. But um, I didn't care. There was one record I think that was really popular in MTV in the mid to late '80s that I just didn't care for. You, Chief said he hopes that his family plays Like a Rock by Bob Seger at his funeral. I always said to everybody, my funeral, you have to play Ride On by AC/DC. That's what I tell my wife all the time. Ride On or Fuck You by DOA, or I guess Overkill did a cover of it too. Yeah, but like the black metal stuff, never a big fan. I like the early stuff. Big Balls would be awesome too. I'll play that. Or I'll have them play that. I don't care. I always told my wife I don't want a funeral. Just have a party, have a celebration, listen to tunes. Uh, I don't want that, funeral home bullshit. I want them to put me in an urn, maybe plant. They have these things now that you can be put in an urn with, when they bury the urn is made from materials that would grow a tree, something like that. But I said, yeah, I don't want no funeral home stuff, man. I want have a party somewhere, play music, have friends and family. Don't mourn my death, celebrate my life. Funerals are just so morbid, and I hate them. I can't stand them, man. I really can't. And the older I get, the more family members go. And I saw that the ashes made into a record. My wife, knowing her though, she'll get a. You could get your ashes made into like a diamond ring and shit too. She'll probably do that. She'll probably just bury the urn empty, plant a tree, and then make a diamond ring out of me, which is fine. What do I care? I'm dead. A record would be cool though. but I have 3 kids, so I'm a big dude. There'd be a lot of Ash. They could make 3 records, like a greatest hits. I thought the rings sound more. I know they do, but I've seen them. They're like, yeah, they're called yellow diamonds, and they're made from your ash. And they take, from what I read about them, they take like 6, 8 months to get made. It's crazy. I guess it's better than laying in a box in the ground 6 feet under, rotten. Although I don't know, I don't want that. I know I'll be dead anyway. It won't matter, but there's just something about laying in the ground that just freaks me out. Uh, yeah, that was about it. I got that. Like I said, I got that Freddie King record in. I got this other record, which I'll show more in my. I just got it today in the mail. I'll show more once I listen to it. It's on Long Shot, which is it's weird. It's the band is called Breaker Breaker. Kind of an '80s throwback. I don't know. The description of it sounded pretty cool, but comes with the download card and shit. But like I just got it, so I'll check it out. Hopefully, it's good. Yeah, me too. I miss Lemmy. That's one death that really bothered me was Lemmy. Because they've been doing quality albums for the last 10, 15 years. I thought the last 3 studio albums that Motorhead did were amazing. I thought they were amazing records. Uh, but there's going to be some Motor. I don't know. Well, there's a Motorhead covers record that just came out. I did a review of that, which is not, technically not a new Motorhead record, but there is. There's been rumored a Lemmy solo album um, that he was working on. Now I don't know with who or any details about it, but I read a blurb somewhere that they were trying to finish it up and put it out. I don't know. I doubt it's going to come out this year. I would imagine, if anything, it's going to be out like spring of next year. I guess. I don't know. I saw it that one time and that was it. I think Classic Rock Magazine in the UK had might have had a little blurb in there about it as well. But I did order. There's a new Metallica triple live record through their website of the House of Vans show in the UK, and I watched that live on the web as it was happening, and I loved it. I thought it was a great show. So they put it out on vinyl. So I ordered that. I'm waiting for that to show up. And I'm not even a live album guy too much, but I like it. I love live albums that don't have overdubs on them. That's my favorite. That's why I think I like bootlegs so much because, oh, that's cool. Your phone died. That's all right. Um, I think that's why I like bootleg so much because it's not overproduced and overdubbed. But the Metallica show sounds killer. So, and I remember like I said, I watched it live on the internet the night as it was happening. It was a great show. Um, I have a couple other things I ordered this week for Friday, like the new LA Guns on double LP. I like that record a lot. It's not perfect. Uh, there's a couple tracks on there I didn't like, but overall I think it's a great record. Modern music makes you want to blow your brains out. Dude, modern music's terrible. They've been doing it since the '80s, though, man. They force feed you that pop stuff on radio and MTV, and it's music nowadays is aimed towards 12-year-old girls, really. John Mayall's autograph. That'd be awesome if you got that. Madonna ruined music. Yeah, for what she was back in the '80s, she did. I didn't like her music. It was just one of those things where she tried to push the boundaries of certain things, and it worked for her. Her music I didn't care for, but it's like what Lady Gaga tried to do a couple of years ago with the meat suit and all that shit. It's like it's been done before, it's nothing new. Um, I don't know. I don't like artists that take themselves too seriously like Madonna does. I don't think she did at first, but now she takes herself way too seriously. Um, I'm more into the indie rock, not indie rock, but the independent hard rock things. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. That's not music to me. Lil Wayne's not music. Kanye, forget it. That's just not music. It's all processed computer dribble. And, at least like I love old school hip hop. Run DMC, LL Cool J, the Beasties. I love that shit. They actually, I mean, I know they sampled a lot of stuff back then, but not like they do now. Not not nowhere like they do now. At least like the Beasties use live guitars and stuff. Run DMC would sample like Van Halen and Aerosmith, and ended up doing that Aerosmith cover with them. That was cool, man. That kind of everybody says that Anthrax and Public Enemy kind of started that whole uh, crossing the genres with rap and or rock and hip hop, and it wasn't. It was DMC and Aerosmith. Public Enemy was great. They still are. I haven't heard it yet, but that Public Enemy, Rage of Prophets, I think it's called. The album, the band's called, with Chuck D and the dudes from Rage Against the Machine. I haven't heard it yet, but I definitely want to. Yeah, I'm not a pop rapper emo guy at all. I think the only thing I heard, and I don't even know if it's emo. I couldn't even tell you, but Black Veil Brides, I think they're called. One of their albums I picked up years ago, where they look like Motley Crue on the cover, and I'm like, oh man, this is cool. This could be a new hard rock album, and I was disappointed with it. Um, it's just not. Yeah, it's heavy. The cover, like I said, it looked like a throwback to like Shout at the Devil era Motley. And when I put it on the guitar players, I thought were decent, but that was about it. I didn't care for the record at all. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I still have it. I think I gave it away or sold it, at a store. I don't even remember what album it was. It had to be like 5 years ago. The only new shit I like nowadays, and there ain't many. There's not many new bands that are actually signed to any label, unless it's like Epitaph or stuff like Epitaph Records or something like that. The singer sounds like a lead singer of Nickelback, but younger and wimpy. Yeah, you're right. No, I can't stand Nickelback either. I don't get it. I don't get what people see in them. They're just a lazy. To me, they're a lazy rock and roll band that just they write the same shit over and over again. I mean, I know AC/DC does too, but at least they're cool about it. Anybody into Kiss? Any of you guys into Kiss? Old Kiss? I don't know the Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy. I don't think I have that. Early Nickelback is good, like their grunge stuff. I never heard it then. I'm not sure. Kiss is all right. I mean, if you never heard Kiss other than like Rock and Roll All Night, which is to me, I hate that fucking song. I can't stand it anymore. The first three Kiss albums, Kiss, Hotter Than Hell, and Dress to Kill, they'll smoke anything. And even Rock and Roll Over, I thought was a great record. But anything past that is just, again, they were writing music for 12-year-old boys and girls at that point. I will. I'll check out Cowboy Hat. Oh, really? And that's Disposable Heroes of Hypocrisy, huh? Television Drug of the Nation. That's a great song. I will. I'll check that out for sure. I don't know anything about them. Yeah, there's not a ton that's coming out. 80s, 90s. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out. Like I said, I ordered the new LA Guns on vinyl. Um, and there's a new Lillingtons album out. I don't know if anybody's familiar with the Lillingtons, but they haven't put out an album in like 8 or 9 years. I can't wait to hear that one. Anybody in my family ever tell me that rock was the devil's music? I don't think the devil's music. I don't think my mother really cared for it back in the day. And she's kind of a hit mom. Like, she's a Beatles freak. I just think every generation, like, I don't get some of the stuff my kids listen to now. And now I look back and go, oh shit, I turned into my mother. So when I was a kid, my dad used to listen to like the Allman Brothers and a lot of, like kind of FM rock back then. I loved the Buzzcocks. I absolutely loved the Buzzcocks. Um, but as far as devil music, no, I don't think so. Yeah, my mom listens now. My mom is into like Thorogood and she'll listen to anything though. I don't really know. I don't see my mom too much. I see her once a week. I'll stop down the house, but we never listen to music there. So I don't know. She gave me some CDs that were in her old car. And it was like Thorogood and uh, ZZ Top. So I love early ZZ Top. My wife listens to everything too. Sometimes I get in the car and she has that serious uh, satellite shit. I don't even bother with that. But sometimes I'll get in the car, she'll have like the Aussie station on, and other times I'll get in the car, she'll have like eight current like hip hop pop, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're killing me. Your mom took you to your first Metallica show. That's awesome. My aunt took me to my first Kiss show when I was a kid. She's only 5 years older than I am, so it was like she's my sister. You know, we still talk all the time, and she took me to see AC/DC in like '81. So you've got a lot of their albums too. I got some Rare Buzzcock, Spiral Scratch with Howard. First Bug. That's real from '76. I think I have a lot of that stuff on CD. I don't have much on vinyl. I got a couple things. I picked this up last record store day. It's still sitting down here. This thing. I dig this thing. It's just like another best of, but Orgasmatic's one of my favorite Buzzcocks tunes. But I keep that down here because I listen to it a lot. I got like a Nomads thing. This is all stuff. I don't know if you can see it here. All stuff I got recently that I'm still listening to, and then I have like a whole music. My whole third floor of my house is all music stuff. Uh, your grandma thinks Christian rock is evil. That's funny. Let's see. Yeah, that's the. Is that what that's called? Singles Going Steady. This is the same kind of thing, more product. If you haven't seen this Buzzcocks one, I think I have that Singles Going Steady on CD, but I don't know if you can see it. There's the track listing. Starts off with Orgasm Addict and Fast Cars, Autonomy. Autonomy. I Don't Mind, 16 Again, Real World, ESP, Ever Fall in Love, Nostalgia, Love You More, What Do I Get, Oh Shit, Promises, Harmony in my head, Something's Gone Wrong, Everybody's Happy Nowadays, Why Can't I Touch It, which is a great song. You Say You Don't Love Me, I Don't Know What to Do with My Life, I Believe, Hollow Inside, Are Everything, Why She's the Girl from the Chain Store, and I Look Alone. But I got this. This is, man, when did this? 2016, orange vinyl, 3,000 copies. It's just one of those things I keep because it's like a best of. Opinion on the garbage that is the Newsboys. I don't know what that is. Is the Newsboys a group? Mine? My favorite Buzzcock song, Orgasm Addict. That's the first one I ever heard, and I think it's still one of my favorite songs now by them. Um, the Newsboys is a really crappy Christian band that tried to be the Beatles. Yeah, I don't know anything about them. I'm not really into the Christian rock thing, Christian metal like Striper or anything. I don't like bands that push their religious agenda. I'm not a religious guy. I don't think people that if you have a belief, that's your belief. I don't think it should be pushed on anybody else. I really don't. It's just not a cool thing to do. You know, it's not. I don't know. I don't get it. But like Christian rock stuff, not a fan of. I mean, Stripers to hell with the devil had some good stuff on it. Musically, I don't think Alice Cooper's Christian rock. He's a born again, but I don't think he's Christian rock. Butch is coming in. No, I'm on live. Oh, I was getting a snack. A snack, say hi. Hi. George Thorogood first album. I love the first probably 4 or 5 Thorogood records. He just did an acoustics. Oh, he said bye. Acoustic solo record. His first solo, technically solo record ever. He already left. I'll definitely tell you. He loves. Oh my god, that kid plays Call of Duty. We've been playing Madden 18 and Friday the 13th. We haven't played Friday the 13th in a while. I know it's got some upgrades that I gotta download, but we've been on a Madden kick lately. Yeah, that's End Zone Cast. He lost. Dude, I'll tell you, if you, we both love wrestling. Uh, he got the End Zone Cast shirt from the Wrestle Crate, I think it is the WWE's Wrestle Crate. Uh, I get that for him every couple months. He doesn't ask for much, so I get I asked him if he wanted that for Christmas last year, and I just kept it going. But he gets he gets a T-shirt I think it's every 2 months. He gets a shirt, a belt, like a pin belt. He's got like 5 or 6 of those now that he has all up on the shelf. Um, I thought they were going to put like autographed pictures in there, but they don't. But there is another Wrestle Crate type thing that has like autographs and T-shirts in it. I might look into that for him. You like WWE too, but have never really bothered going to see it live or bought any merch. I used to buy a lot of shirts, T-shirts when I was younger. I've gone live a couple times. I've taken him, and I just got Royal Rumble tickets because it's in Philly this year. Well, in 2018. But it's one of those things that we don't pay for them. My wife has a great job, so she gets like perks, and they have a box in the arena that we can, anytime we want tickets for anything, which I try not to ask for. But she'll usually call me and say, "Hey, we're opening up the box for Royal Rumble or Raw. Do you want to go?" And I said, "Yeah, we'll definitely go." So the four of us are going. My two boys and my buddy drummer Mike, who you've probably seen on the channel. Yeah, Wrestle Procreate. That's it. That's the one that does the autographs. But they're not all WWE, right? I think they're everybody. He doesn't watch too much of the other things. I'll watch New Japan every now and then. I was never into TNA. I just thought that was poor wrestling and poor writing on there. Although I did like some of the athletes on there. I love the old wrestling stuff. Piper's my favorite. He's been my favorite wrestler ever since he hit Snook in the head with a coconut. I was like 8 years old. I saw that on Saturday morning. He crowned him with the coconut, and I was a Piper fan ever since. Yeah, Wrestle Procreate. I think that is it. I'll have to look into it. Macho Man is the cream of the crop. He's my other favorite wrestler. Matter of fact, I have two figures up on the shelf up here, the old school ones, and it's Piper and Macho Man. I love Lawler too. Lawler's a good dude. He seems like a good dude. He's always great on the mic. Even when he wrestled, he was awesome. I do like Grimm. I watch Grimm. I don't watch everything he puts up, but I know Grimm. Not know him personally, but he doesn't actually live too far from me. He's about, I think, 2 hours from me. But yeah, he has his wrestling channel's pretty funny. He has some good stuff on there. The only guys I really follow on YouTube as far as wrestling stuff goes was Pickle Boy, kid behind the camera. When he was doing more of the wrestling stuff, I would watch him. I still watch him every now and then. Angry Grandpa, whatever. I know he's been sick lately, but yeah, Grim. I would ask Grim if he was going to an event down in Philly. I would catch up with him, but we never crossed paths. So Andre the Giant, glass mugs. I don't know. Where was that from? I don't remember those. Why did all the wrestlers have skullets? That's just what they did back then. Party in the back, all business up front, and party in the back. It was like from the 80s. I'll have to look into that, Chad. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a big Lawler fan too. The way he sold everything back in the day with Andy Kaufman on those shows, and man, it was so good. Everybody thought that was real. It was awesome. I was disappointed. They did, I think it's called like "It's Good to Be the King" or something like that. They did a documentary home video on it. WWE did one a couple years ago or last year. And usually their documentary DVDs are amazing, but that one was not. There wasn't enough. Probably get banned. Here's a pic I found. I don't think it came through. Yeah, underground wrestling's, some of it's silly, some of it's really good. Um, I love New Japan. I know it's not really underground, but basically it is here. If you don't know, I think Access TV, they show it, and I can't wait. I know it's gonna happen, but the dude from New Japan, oh shit, I just forgot his name. Uh, I forget his name. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. The guy from New Japan right now, Kenny Omega. I'm waiting for him to come to WWE. I can't wait. I love that dude. Sabu's nuts, man. I've seen that guy wrestle with the. I used to go to ECW arenas like 20 minutes from my house. That guy was crazy. Like nobody would mess with Sabu. Yeah, he asked everybody if he could hook him up with pills. I don't even know how he's. Is that recently? Is it? Oh, a few years ago, I see. Yeah, I've actually read some of the Mayhem stuff. It is messed up. That's that band was messed up, man. They were like killing each other, and uh, 5 years ago. So yeah, it's been a long time since I saw Sabu. So I guess he's still hooked on pills. These guys, especially the ECW guys, man, they put their bodies through some bullshit. I read a thing, speaking of mayhem, a book years ago about the burning the churches over in Norway, church burning. It was crazy, man. Perry Saturn. I don't know whatever happened to Perry. I have no idea. He disappeared. Sandman actually lives in the area, in my area. He's from Philly. I don't know where he's been though. I haven't seen him even on the independent circuit. Chief wants to know what my favorite Ozzy album is. Honestly, it's the first album, Blizzard of Oz. Although I love Diary of a Madman too. Um, and I mean, No More Tears was good, but it was way overproduced. I think I actually prefer No Rest for the Wicked more. Yeah, Diary's an amazing album. They both are. Diary and Blizzard. But like the Zach Wild stuff, I think I prefer um, No Rest for the Wicked over No More Tears. Although I love Zombie Stomp on No More Tears. I mean, the whole album's great. Don't get me wrong. I love the record, but there's something about No Rest for the Wicked that was unbelievable. Yeah, Ozzy is coming out with a new record next year with Zach. I can't believe I missed Zach Sabbath played here last week. I had no idea they were in town. My opinion on new metal, I don't have time for it. I don't like it. Never did. I'd rather, I don't know. I listen to so much shit as it is that I can't deal with that new metal stuff. See, right, Chad says he was at a flea market where he gets stuff like tool bootlegs and rare stuff, and the guy had the Murder Junkies and Gigi Allen on vinyl. Have they been repressed? Yeah, I think they have. Um, Not recently though. I think they were repressed. I'm thinking like 4 or 5 years ago. Black Sabbath said they were done. Yeah, they'll probably do one of those one-off things every now and then. Yeah, the Zach Sabbath was what I was talking about in Philly. It's Zach Wild. It's basically Black Label Society doing all Black Sabbath covers. And they put out a 12-inch vinyl like 4 or 5 months ago that you could find on Southern Lord Records. Limp Bizkit is garbage. I never liked them. Korn, I can't say I don't like him or hate him. I like him or hate him. I didn't pay attention to him. Yeah, the Sabbath, the first or the first 8 albums, I think. I love Thin Lizzy. I love early Thin Lizzy. GGL, Chad GGL was a garbage human being. Yeah, he wasn't. He wasn't a nice dude. Wasn't a nice dude at all. But I don't think, and people think that seem to think that that was all shtick with him. It wasn't. It definitely was not a shtick. I know somebody that knows his brother real well because his brother took over um, his royalties, I guess. Makes decisions about repress. Yeah, his brother Merle. Mm-hmm. One of the record labels I used to work for had to deal with Merle all the time about reissuing some of the Gigi Allen stuff, and we never did it. So Marilyn Manson. I never been a fan of. I did like Mechanical Animals. I liked that record. Connie N wants to know if I have a favorite Wild Hearts song. Everyone. Wild Hearts, other than ACDC, the Wild Hearts are my favorite band. I'm glad you brought them up, man. They don't get enough respect at all. They don't get enough credit. Ginger does not get enough credit as a songwriter, period. Um, Wild Hearts, and I can honestly say I've been with a fan of the Wild Hearts since the first EP, I think, or maybe not the very first one, the Mondo Akimbo, but the double one, the Don't Be Happy, Just Worry. And then the first album came out because none of that shit came out here in the States. None of it. Um, except for Earth versus the Wild Hearts. That came out on Atlantic here. That was the only record that came out in the United States from the Wild Hearts, except for I think Gearhead put out a version of Riff After Riff. But if I had to pick a favorite Wild Hearts song, man, it's tough. I love so many of them. For some, I don't know, man, you got me there, dude. Connie, you got me. A favorite Wild Heart song, Unbroken. I think an amazing song that I think it was a B side that never got released on anywhere. Mind Slide. I love that tune. Um, my top prog bands. Jeez, I'm not a prog guy, man. I mean, unless you if you consider like Budgie prog stuff like that. I mean, I love Budgie. Um, but I've never been in the. I like a couple things, but they're not really. I'm not really an expert on prog stuff. Not that I'm an expert on anything, but you know what I'm saying. Do I like Punk Floyd or Pink Floyd? I don't like Pink Floyd. I do like Comfortably Numb though. Um, I like that song a lot. I always thought that was a great song. Never Turn Your Back on a Friend is an amazing album from Budgie. What a great record that is. And they just reissued, I think they reissued all the Budgie stuff on vinyl uh, with within the last couple months. Chiefs Pink Floyd is great. That's cool, man. I'm glad you dig them. I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan at all. I do love Comfortably Numb, like I said, but as far as having anything in my collection, I think I have a best of thing. I'm just not into it. Like I'm not into the Dead. I all my music that I like is aggressive. You know, it's just I love Southern rock, old Southern rock. Yeah, I don't like David Gilmour, Pink Floyd, but the early Sid Barrett is pretty good. I got Dark Side of the Moon reissue, Flaming Lips, and Henry Rollins at the stuff he did at Record Store Day. It's a weird album. Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I don't have anything against Pink Floyd. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, it's weird for me as well. I know, like a lot of guys that smoke weed and they get lumped into the whole drug. What do you call? They get lumped into that uh, drug movement of music, but I'm not. It's just not my thing. Where'd Connie go? Connie, I want to know your favorite Wild Hearts tune. Why do people confuse Black Sabbath for screamo? Because a lot of the screamo bands took what Black Sabbath was doing, like the down-tuned guitars, and they don't know any better. Good old-fashioned guitar music. Yeah, that's. I know exactly what you mean. That's me too. I saw that they were reissuing the LARD albums. Uh, Al Jorgensen stuff to me is hit or miss. I like some of his stuff. Other stuff I don't like. Um, there was a country record. I can't remember the name of that came out a couple years back, like an outlaw country thing that he did. And I know it's sitting on the shelf because I hadn't brought it upstairs yet. And I haven't really even given it that great of a listen yet either. But I listened to it once and I really liked it. But how many tattoos do I have? I got this one with all my kids on it, and just this. That was my first one. Angus actually drew that, not on me. It was a drawing he did, and I took it. And I've been planning to get my arms filled in, but then I had kids, and that was that. I haven't had time to even go get a tat. I do. I'm getting a portrait of my grandmother on this arm. That passed away a couple years back. I have her wedding portrait that I want to put there. And I have a couple other things I want to fill in, but that's it. Connie said it's hard. Uh, Even stuff with the Wild Hearts that didn't make official albums are great. I know. Tell me about it. The Wild Hearts B sides are better than most of the band's hits. That's true too. I mean, 29 Times the Pain, Two-Way Idiot Mirror is probably one of my favorite tracks. Opinion on Three Dog Night. They were one of the bands my dad used to listen to when I was a kid, so I knew a lot of that stuff. As far as listening to them today, I don't. Um, you know, I liked them when I was young, but now, not that I wouldn't listen to them, I just don't. I haven't listened to them in a long, long time. Um, Connie, man, or I just I wish the Wild Hearts would do a new record. I know CJ has that new record, new Blood album coming out that I've already pre-ordered. Um, I just wish they would get together. I don't know what's going on with him and Ginger. Apparently, there's a little bit of bad blood there, from what I gathered between him and Ginger. I don't know, but I wish they would just get over that shit because they when they're together, they really put out some amazing music together. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Ginger solo stuff, except the mutation stuff. That's too complicated for me, man. I'm too old for that shit. But uh, I know Ginger's that did that acoustic record thing that I pre-ordered that's coming out. Um, but I just wish they would get whatever differences they have, just get it together, man, and do a Wild Hearts record for the fans, you know? Because I thought their last record was fucking amazing. I thought Chutzpah was an amazing record. Vinyl Madness. Greatest hits record. I must have missed some. Oh, yeah, listen to it. Do have the greatest hits. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I have that. I just got that another copy, like an upgrade on vinyl, not too long ago. It's good, but it's still not Wild Hearts good. What's good? What's that? The CJ album, you mean? Because whatever I heard off the new CJ record, I really liked. Yeah, David Lee Roth turned 67. I know, man. I know what you mean. So the CJ record's good, but it's still not the Wild Hearts. I get what you're saying. I know. I heard. I mean, like I said, I heard the two new songs off that. I really like it, but it's like, God, man, I wish him and Ginger would just get together. Let's all smoke weed and listen to Zeppelin. I'm down. Zeppelin 3, Out on the Tiles. My favorite Zeppelin track. I don't know why. It just is. Connie, do you think the Wild Hearts, CJ and Ginger, should just get together and do something again? A new Wild Hearts record, like I feel, or is it? Do you think it's too far gone? I know CJ said he's already working on another new record that's going to be even heavier than this one. Foreskins, I just have a collection. Vinyl Madness wants to know if I have the Foreskins or the Angelic Upstarts. It's weird that you brought those things up. I got about 4 months ago. There's a EB Records, I think it's called, online, and they were having a sale, and I got a couple of their records each and listened to. Yeah, I mean, I dig both of those bands. Connie said, "Hell yeah, it's never too late." Tell me about it. I wish they would just get it together, man. Do a new the Wild Hearts record. I thought for sure after they did those dates last year, was it last fall or the Christmas dates maybe, that I thought there was a possibility, but it fell through again. So I don't know. Says man, Chad says, man, I want to buy Zeppelin's albums, but every freaking store changes, charges more for used records than you can get reissues for. It's true. Because some of their early albums, it's whoever mastered the record. You know, George, what's his name? George Marino or somebody like that. If they mastered those early pressings, they're gonna go for a ton of money. Serious drinking? Nah, I've never heard of them. But I'll tell you what, if you're interested in Chad in the Zeppelin reissues, start with the brand new ones. They were all remixed by Jimmy Page. They sound amazing. I'll definitely have to check them out. Uh, Vinyl Madness says I should check out a band called Serious Drinking. Sounds like a great band to me. I like that. I like a good beer every day. I should do what Coyote Peterson guy does and let weird bugs bite me. Okay, that's what this looks like. Okay, I got fucking ass raped by mosquitoes, but I didn't. Yeah, Chad, definitely start with those. I mean, if you're gonna pay less than the original pressing of the Zeppelin ones. Uh, oh, Coyote. Now I get it, dude. I binge watched Coyote Peterson get bit by all these fucking. I didn't even realize what his name was, but now I know exactly who you're talking about. That guy's nuts. I would not let anything let bite me. That guy is crazy. If nobody knows who Coyote Peterson is, that's watching this, it's a YouTube guy, YouTube, whatever. He has a show that he does on his channel where he lets all these insects bite the shit out of him, and then he tells you what he's going through. The guy's crazy. It's nuts, but I love watching him because it's hysterical. But anyway, getting back to Chad. I mean, since you're going to pay for more than the reissues are for an original, start with the reissues that were done over the last couple of years. They sound amazing. Page remixed everything, and you can pick either um, the single album for like $20 or whatever it is, or you can go with the double album with all the extra shit on it. Which some of it's worth it, some of it's not. Like the first album is absolutely worth getting the double because it's got a whole live show from that era on there that's amazing. Do I like Neil Young? Some of his stuff. I love Harvest. I love that record. I love Harvest Moon. I like that record a lot. But everything in between is hit or miss with me. Some stuff I do like, some stuff I don't. Not Nils Lofgren. I haven't heard enough to say whether I do or I don't. Some of it, it's just I've never really listened to any of that stuff. Do I remember when the world was supposed to end 2 weeks ago? Yeah, now they're saying it's this Friday, Friday the 13th. It ends every other two. With all it's it's crazy. Supposed to end 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Friday the 13th. I think we're supposed to get hit with a big asteroid now. Is what they're saying because the prophet said so. Silly. I think in my lifetime the world was supposed to end like 47 times and still hasn't. Although with Trump as our president here in the United States, it might end at any given time because that guy's a douche neck. It's like dealing with, I don't know how other leaders of the foreign countries from us have been dealing with this guy. He has the mentality of a 12-year-old. Like he has the mentality of a 8-year-old kid. It's amazing. The guy is all about him, so he don't give a shit about anybody else. It's whatever. If it's whatever his inflates his ego is what he digs. You've been watching the Amoeba What's in My Bag thing on YouTube. I have too. I watched some over the last 6 months or so. Douche neck laughing. That's my favorite word for somebody. I love Origin. Yeah, I do. I like early Origin stuff. And Black Oak, I like a lot of their stuff too. Although I haven't listened to it in a long time. Jonathan Waller, he's an embarrassment. Trump, tell me about it. Sometimes I'm embarrassed to say I'm from the United States ever since he took office. He's just, I don't get it. I don't know how other people deal with this guy. I really don't. Yeah, the Lemmy What's in My Bag was awesome. I'm not a big fan of Eagles of Death Metal. My buddy Mike, yeah, he loves them. But yeah, Trump's in bad. I don't know if you're from the States or not, Jonathan, but if you're not, be thankful right now because it's just, I don't know. I never lived through a time like this that we have right now. It's just, you never know what this asshole's going to do or what he's going to say next. I mean, the guy concerns himself more with what NFL players are doing on the sideline during the national anthem than, we got major wildfires out in California that he hasn't dealt with yet at all. Um, the hurricane relief in Puerto Rico was ridiculous. It's crazy. It's unbelievable. He'd rather pick fights on Twitter with people in his own cabinet right now, like Tillerson, call him a fucking moron, and he's just today was his big thing was he wanted to have an IQ test with Tillerson. If I was Tillerson, I'd be like, yeah, sure, because I guarantee you your IQ is not over 100. Yeah, all the candidates did suck. I'm not a pro Hillary person either. It's just I've always been in the mindset with I'm going to go with the person, no matter if it's Democrat or Republican. I'm going to go with the person that I think can help this country more than anything else. I don't need help with anything right now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's bitching and moaning about I'm middle class. No matter, even if you're paying for illegal aliens or not through your taxpayers' money, even if you don't, even if there's some weird way that our taxpayer dollars don't help illegal immigrants, uh, you're still going to pay the same amount of money out of your taxes anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. Trump the quicker fucker upper, dude. I might get that tattooed on my arm. Actually, I won't, but that's a great T-shirt anyway. And yeah, all the candidates did suck. They did. I mean, even every one of the Republican candidates was awful. That last election. Jonathan said he is scary, man. And I'm not one to get scared of anything, but I'm scared for my kids. I'm not scared for myself. I'm scared for my kids. Ted Cruz was in Striper. That's funny. He should have been. And Mike Pence, he's a putz too. He's one of these and I guarantee he's one of these holy roller, holier than thou. Thinks that he could tell a woman what they can or can't do with their body. Mr. Practice what you preach, like holy roller. I don't know, is he Mormon or Catholic? And I think he's like, he probably, he's a closeted gay dude. Mike Pence makes Christians look kind of bad. He makes them look terrible. He does. I mean, I don't know if he's a born again or if he was, born again Christians are, to me, and this is not every born again Christian, because I know people have gone through some shit and found God, and that's awesome. But it's the ones that are dickheads that kill people, like in prison, and then all of a sudden they're Mr. Holy Roller. To me, that's a joke. If you find something, I don't believe in anything. Like I was born Catholic. I'm Italian Catholic. But right now, I don't believe in anything. It's just, it's crazy. My phone's starting to say low power, so I'm going to have to get off here real quick. So, born again Christians to me seem more tolerant if others. Born again Christians to me seem more tolerant if others. I don't know what that means. You mean they seem more tolerant to other people than others? It all depends. I mean, it all depends. I know born again Christians that they preach and preach and preach, and it makes me sick. And there's other born agains that find, like I said, there's guys that find God after a traumatic experience in their life, whether it be an accident or they were abused as a child or something like that. And they don't push it on anybody, and they just live their life doing what they do. That's fine. I don't have a problem with it. I should do a video of what? Religion? I will definitely check out serious drinking. the band. I also attempt it myself. On Friday nights, I drink. I was gonna do a drunk chat one night, but I don't want to piss off people. Not that I get loud or mouthy when I'm drunk. I know I know how much people, drunk people annoy me when I'm out. I just don't want to be annoying on YouTube. If that makes sense. Chad's, I should do a video that, uh, oh yeah, I already read that. That'd be super funny if you did a drunk chat. I will. I'll do one. Maybe not this Friday. Maybe next Friday. Their albums have funny time. I will, Vinyl Madness. I'll definitely check them out. But anyway, I better get rolling here. This thing's about ready to shut down. I can't believe I've been on 80 minutes. That's amazing. Time flies. But I want to thank everybody for checking in and chatting. I will be doing, I know this was an unscheduled thing because I was kind of bored. Nobody was home yet. Everybody's home now. The kids are out front looking in the front door. They won't come in when I'm doing the video. It's funny as hell. But yeah, I'll definitely, what I'll do next time is I'll do a little video to announce the next time I'll be on live, unless I do another like board thing. But anyway, that is it. I want to thank everybody for popping on. I really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing these, talking to everybody. I do. I have a lot of fun talking with people, so especially music and shit. So anyway, I'm going to take off. I'll see everybody real soon. Peace. Thanks again.